I was warned to expect it to be quite cold in Hamburg, but at the start of yesterday's video, I was stood up on the top of this ship and it was bright sunshine and there were people sunbathing. Welcome to Hamburg, where the river is frozen. They've had to have a little pilot boat go in front of the cruise ship, breaking the ice. And as you can see, it is snowing. I don't know if the camera's picking up that it's snowing. There is thick layers of snow everywhere. It's not expected to get above 0 degrees all day. It's quite cold out there. We've got one day here. It's just gone 8 o'clock in the morning. They've just pulled into the dock. We spent the last 8 hours going 70 miles up a river. Once we got out of the sea, we're here for 12 and a half hours. We leave at 8:30 this evening. So we are gonna get out and about and have an adventure. There's a few things we want to do today. Firstly, I'm going to head out this morning while Anna does Anna things, because there's a couple of Lego stores. We've parked. I think it's called parking. We've parked right next to the Westfield Shopping Centre, where there is a Lego Discovery Centre. So I'm going to head there. That's a 5-minute walk from where I'm standing now. There's a Lego shop, and then about 20 minutes further on from that, there's another Lego shop, the main Hamburg Lego shop, which to get there, I either have to ride one stop on the metro, which will be fun, or walk half an hour through these freezing conditions, which will also be quite fun. I've never been to Germany before. This is my first taste of it. We've just been up to the buffet and had a full English breakfast to celebrate arriving in Germany. And yeah, now I'm just gonna have a shower, get ready, wrap myself up in about 18 layers. I've brought my lengthy Jonathans with me, so I'll be able to keep my legs warm. And I'll probably see you as I'm getting off the ship. I won't bring you in the shower with me. That would be weird. It's so cold. Well, I've made it off the ship and we've come straight into a Westfield shopping centre. Apparently this is the first time my owner has ever docked at this particular cruise terminal. There it is. This is the Westfield shopping centre, and that signpost is very, very helpful. So we're heading towards the Lego store. Just inside the shopping centre, we have the Lego Discovery Centre. Now that shop isn't actually open for another 45 minutes as I've got off the ship. So we're making a note of it. We're gonna come back later, but first we're gonna go and find the actual Lego store. I need to jump on the U-Bahn, and apparently it's one stop to get me into the centre of Hamburg. It's literally right there in front of me. This is a very convenient cruise terminal. But yeah, it's a 25-minute walk into the centre of the city where the Lego store is. But as you can see, it's snowing and icy. I don't really fancy it. So I'm thinking we jump on the U-Bahn. It's about 15 minutes on that. Plus then I get to ride the U-Bahn, which sounds like an adventure in its own right. Right, I've been down on this platform for ages. I can't work out any way to get a ticket. The ticket machine upstairs wasn't working. There's nowhere to get a ticket down here. And there hasn't been a train in the 10 minutes or so I've been down here. So I think that's saying it's going to be in 6 minutes, but I think I'm going to abandon and just walk it, because at the moment I think I'm ticket dodging. I've made it all the way to the platform without buying one. My GCSE German from 25 years ago isn't as helpful as I was led to believe it would be when we were studying for it. This is my first time ever in Germany. I can't emphasize enough how mad it is at this time yesterday. I was stood on top of that ship in bright sunshine. Cruising is wild. It is freezing cold. Oh, I've got more layers in my bag, but I've got a 15-minute walk ahead of me and my bottom layer is already sweating, but my extremities are cold. I am not built for this kind of weather. I don't know how to dress appropriately for it. But for anyone who's ever been to Hamburg, this is the part that I'm in. And I can only assume Germany doesn't wake up until later in the day. It's not 10 a.m. yet, and everyone around me is talking English. So it's just cruise people at the moment. There are no Germans to be seen. In case you were in any doubt as to how cold it is, I think there's a river under there somewhere. Should have brought my ice skates. I know you don't come to this channel for facts and actual information about the places we visit, but I did see in the little guidebook in the ship that apparently Hamburg has more bridges than Amsterdam, Venice and New York combined. I'm seeing it. It's like 5 I can see there. There's more in that direction. And this is the 4th or 5th bridge I've walked over since getting off the ship. They love a bridge. My guys. Obviously, our cruise is sponsored by Holy. It's a German company. That's the first big billboard ad I've ever seen for them. I do have a little bottle of Holy with me today. I mixed myself up a lime, matcha and mint before we came out. Probably didn't need ice in it today because it's so cold, but I just saw the sign. That's so cool. Our link to Holy is down at the top of the description below. Check them out. They are awesome. And I'm now wondering if you can buy it in shops here in Germany. That might be fun. I mean, don't use my link, but I can't use my link, so I might go looking for it. Well, exciting news. Having been to the Lego store, I've now worked out how to buy a ticket for the U-Bahn on my phone, so I have a single short trip ticket to get me back over to the Westfield where the Discovery Centre is, because I'm limping a little bit now. I hurt my heel on the way back from London the other week. I stood up while the train was still moving to get my luggage down, and the train stopped and I kind of lunged and my foot stayed planted, but I fell forward, and it feels like I've torn a muscle in the bottom of my heel. So when I walk too much, it makes me start limping. So I'm now limping and I don't want to walk a mile back there now. So that motivated me to be brave and figure out the U-Bahn. Well, here we go then. Attempt number 2 today for being brave and getting on the U-Bahn. It's the U4 we need for 2 stops. So I guess let's try and figure this bad boy out. These escalators that don't start until you stand on them never cease to confuse me, but we're on. So far, smells like the underground, so I think we're going the right way. I think the trick might be they've just charged me €2 to walk all the way back, but out of the snow, which isn't a disaster. But I would like a sit down. It's an impressive transport network. Andy would like a poster like that for his bedroom wall. And here it comes. 2 stops on here. And now I'm back on what was a deserted platform like an hour and a half ago. I guess I was just out and about before Hamburg starts for the day. I tell you what, this Westfield is dangerous. Not only have they got that big Lego store in here, there's a DJI shop. That's where I buy all my camera gear for. As soon as I got off the ship, I was confronted by a Sephora, which is one of Anna's great money sink shops. We could probably spend the afternoon in here and bankrupt ourselves. My plan now is I'm heading back to the ship. I'm dumping the footage that I've recorded this morning from the Lego stores, picking up Anna, and we are going to try and get over to Miniatur Wonderland. We don't have tickets, so it's a bit of a long shot because it does look like they're sold out for the day, but it also says you can chance it and try and just turn up on the day. It's only 2 stops away on the U-Bahn, and now I know how to use it. I think we're going to give it a go because it does look incredible, and everyone says I've got to go there. And there is a bit of a look at the ship, which we've not really been able to have a look at on these videos yet. It's a big one, isn't it? Well, it's just about 12 o'clock back at the ship. Anna's just about ready to go. As you can see, the ice hasn't melted, but we have managed to book some tickets for Miniatur Wonderland. We're booked in for 2 o'clock, and we had to book in for the VR experience as well as the standard ticket, which cost us double the admission price. Rather than €22, it's €47 a person. We don't have to do the VR bit if we don't want to, but we'll probably do the VR bit. But the important bit is, in about 2 hours, we're at Miniatur Wonderland. It looks like it's just 1 stop away on the U-Bahn, and then a short walk. So I think we're going to head back out into Westfield. I need to get Anna to that Lego Discovery Centre. She wants to go to Sephora. We need to check out some German supermarkets because we love all that. And then we'll amble over to the Wonderland, and probably after that get back on the ship because we're booked onto a show at like 6 o'clock today. So although it's not all aboard until 8:30, we'd quite like to be back in time to see the show and then have dinner. So that little boat down there is honking its horn. Whenever we visit a new city for the first time, we always like to buy a magnet. The problem is sometimes you really can't find any. Today we have the opposite problem. We don't know which one to get. There's an enormous Haribo shop. Anna's pretending we're walking past. We're obviously not. Success. You can buy all of the stuff that normally goes in a bag of Haribo, but like individual. So we've got a bag of fried eggs and a bag of something else. What a wonderful place. Right, we've got about an hour to kill before we have to be at Miniatur Wonderland, which is only like a 15-minute walk away. So we've just remembered a side mission we've got of finding some swimming gear. We just tried H&M, no joy in there. There's an Adidas shop in front of us. I don't know if we're Adidas shop swimming gear sized people, but we're going to give it a bash and hopefully be able to pick up some swimming gear, because there are so many hot tubs scattered around the ship that are so often empty, and we want to get in a hot tub, especially if it starts to snow again. That'd be awesome. No joy. It seems like it's not the season for swimming gear. We did find a pair of just normal running shorts that I could wear, and Anna's now looking at bras and panties, so if you can find any that passes for a bikini, we might be okay. We're now on our way to Miniatur Wunderland. If anyone can let us know what all this twirly-whirly stuff is behind us. Anna is very intrigued. I'd like to think it's a manually operated small roller coaster for hamsters, but it's not clear what it is. It's very splendid though. There you go, we've made it. Miniatur Wonderland. None of you told me it was the same building as the dungeons. Me and Anna are two people who really love dungeons. She loves dungeons almost as much as she loves sharks. So we should go in the dungeon as well. I like it when they're interactive and involve us in the goings on. That's mine and Anna's favourite bit. We like to participate, don't we? But we are here at the Miniland, or whatever it's called. Miniatur Wonderland. I nearly fell over. It's very uneven, cobbly street here. Good job we've not got the wheelchair. But we are now going to work out how to get in. We are a little early, so we might have to hang around out in the lovely weather before we go in. Okay, this place is bananas. We're up on the top floor, floor 4, which as you can see is just an enormous train set. It goes all the way on over there. But this area is very cool. We've got like a theme park area, roller coasters and all sorts of very cool stuff. This makes me want to get into trains. I need more trains in my Lego city. Look how cool that all is. I realise this is very special interest stuff. I'm not going to make it dominate the entire video. But wowzers, it's awesome. There we go, we can get a proper look at this theme park area now. Tiny, tiny scale. But everything moving. There's even a little underground underneath it. This place is awesome. We've got a day-night cycle in here. So it's all gone nighttime. All the lights have come on. We've just had a fire over here. So a load of smoke came up. And now you can see there's a fire engine charging up the hill to go and put out the fire of this building that's at the top there. But you can see everything has just got dark and all the lights have come on. And it's huge. This might be my favourite place in the world. More insane, I'm up on a viewing platform and you can see everything from above. And I can press buttons. I don't know what the buttons do. I've just pressed a button for a crane. Where's the crane? Oh, the crane is moving. So I'm actually operating that crane. So now we've got an airport. We've got all this airport parking out the front. There's a terminal building there. And then you can see over that side, what are you pointing at? The lights coming on in the buildings. Yeah, there's little scenes inside the windows. But you've got the terminal, the other side of the terminal, you've got the whole airport areas. You've got planes taxiing around. There's now a plane going up the runway over there. So it's going along the runway. Has it just landed? I think it's landed. But I can see there's trapdoors in the walls, so I guess we have a cycle of planes actually taking off and landing, which is going to be very cool, and I want to see. We've got the underground running around underneath the train station as well, or the airport as well. And Anna's favourite Neuschwanstein castle over there. We've got a departure board up there. So we can now get a close look at the runway. I know this is going to appeal to Anna. The trains were for me, but Anna loves a plane. So I'm guessing they must come in to land. Or they're just going around in a loop. I don't know what's going on. Right, I think this plane's about to take off. It's sat there at the end of the runway. It's been waiting for another one to clear out of the way. There we go. That's just awesome. That's just so cool. This place has unlocked a new career goal for me. The new goal is we do something like this in the UK but made out of Lego. We're a few years away, but this is the target now, because this is incredible. We've now got a thunderstorm going on at night time with all these hot air balloons in the air, which seems like a bad idea. And this is where they're controlling it all, in this massive control room with POV camera on some of the trains. So much planning. The fairground looks incredible at night. If anyone from Lego is watching this, this is the missing piece from the fairground collection. We've got roller coasters and carousels and spinning rides. We need a good drop ride. And I know the Haunted Mansion does it inside, but I want it visible in the city. So if you could arrange that for me, that would be super. So this is Andy's favourite ride. He loves the one of these at Wicksteed Park, which to be fair, doesn't go quite this high. But it was just sat here dormant until I came over and pressed the button. So it's so cool that it's got that interactivity on it as well. And now it's just spinning around at the top, but I just pressed the button to get it to work. Very, very cool. So there's a whole Hamburg area, the centrepiece of which has to be the football stadium. I definitely might have to buy a new shirt while I'm here, but it's enormous. It's all very cool. It's a very cool shot, and they know it because they've told us to do it, but it is a very cool shot. The gift shop in this place is a dangerous place to be. I must not buy a train set. I must not buy a train set. I can hear someone yelling, Kevin. I assume it's Anna. Hello? Oh, is there? She's found... What have you found? Oh, she's found a little train truck with Kevin on it. I was going to get this one. And then we couldn't come to Germany without having a proper German currywurst, which I imagine the museum restaurant is the place to get a really authentic one, but looks good to me. I realised we could eat for free on the ship, but I wanted sausage. Well, that was awesome. We were in there a good couple of hours. Could have been in there much longer, but my ankle is aching, or my heel is aching. Anna needs to go and have a sit down, so we're going to head back to the ship and have a little bit of a rest before our evening shenanigans. But yeah, if you ever find yourself in Hamburg and you only got time to do one thing, I can't say it's the best thing, because that was the one thing we did, but it's one of the best things we've done on our adventures over the years. So I suspect it's probably the best thing to do in Hamburg, and you should check it out because it was super duper. And thank you to everyone who recommended it. We've got so many people both here and on TikTok saying if you're going to Hamburg, you've got to go to Miniatur Wonderland, and they were right. So that was awesome. But now we're going to try and jump in a taxi and get back to the ship nice and quick without having to walk for ages again. Well, I've never experienced a queue quite like this one to get back on the ship before. I think the ship holds 5,000 people. I think there's 3,000 in front of them in front of us in the queue. This is insane, and it's all because at security, they're doing it like airport security, so you have to get everything out of your bag, take your belt off, do all that kind of stuff. It's not how it normally works, and it's obviously very slow and is bonkers. Well, in the end, that queue wasn't too bad. It probably took us 20 minutes, half an hour to get through, so we are back in the cabin. It's 4:30. I don't know that we're going to be making this show at like 6:30, because I think we both need a little bit of a rest. My heel is rotten. I've done nearly 20,000 steps today, and Anna's not done that much walking in one day for a long, long time. So we might not even leave the room again today. Who knows? But we did buy snacks at the supermarket. Long-time viewers will know I'm a fan of Knoppers. They had 4 flavours of Knoppers I've never had before. So we've got this one, which is with peanuts. We've got these ones, which are they hazelnuts? We also got Knoppers Goodies, which I've never seen before. And the ones that I get at home are the wafery ones that I get from Costco. But these are those with nuts in, which I've also never had before. That's €10 worth of Knoppers. And I also got myself a book from Miniatur Wonderland that can live in our bathroom, and I can peruse through when I'm having a poo, because I had a lovely time there. I won't end the video immediately, just in case we do anything more. I think there is a real strong possibility that the next shot you see from me is at 8:30 tonight when the ship sails away. I'm saying, look, we're sailing away. we'll see you in Rotterdam in a couple of days. But we'll see. Watch this space. I do have lots of Lego to build, so I could crack on with that if Anna is just going to nap. And I really need to rest my heel because it's throbbing. Well, as you can see by my fancy attire, we did go to the show. It was all right. We didn't really recognise a lot of the songs tonight, but I do like the theatre that they've got in here because it's got loads of moving screens and bright lights, and it's technically very impressive with all of the lights and the strobing and the fancy stuff. But yeah, the music, not so much. We didn't really know what was going on. But we're now just waiting for our table at the restaurant. So we've tried two of the other two restaurants. So this is a third different restaurant we've tried. We're going to Aqua. There's currently 38 guests in the queue ahead of us. Although we did find yesterday, because once you go in the virtual queue on here, and then once you get called, you get 15 minutes to get there. And there was a point last night where it felt like we had loads of people in front of us forever. And then all of a sudden, loads of people started dropping off where presumably they hadn't turned up at the end of their 15 minutes. So I'm hoping loads of people booked on as they left the theatre, waited for a bit, and then have given up and gone to the buffet, and they'll all just drop off and we'll be able to get in. But we had that really late lunch at the miniature place, so I'm not mega hungry. I will be able to squeeze in 3 courses, I imagine. But sail away, all aboard is at 8:30, so in about 45 minutes. I don't know when sail away is, probably about half hour to an hour after that. But I imagine before we go to bed tonight, the ship will be moving again, which I would quite like to see, because all of the being dragged 70 miles down the river happened while we were asleep last night. Were you awake for any of it when we were brought down the river last night? No. By the time I woke up at 7 o'clock this morning and looked out the window, we were already docked. So I guess between midnight and 7 a.m. it all happened. So I'd quite like to see a little bit of the scenery as we go down the river, because when we did the Amsterdam one last year, it was really cool. Basically sitting on the balcony, watching Amsterdam go by as we left at like midnight. So fingers crossed, but yeah, we're just waiting now for din-dins. We've made it into the restaurant. It's about an hour since we left the theatre, but we are in. We've got a great spot as well because we're right next to a window, so if the ship does start to sail away while we're sat here, we'll be able to see it, which is awesome. We've also got a table for 4 for just the 2 of us, which is also awesome. We realised like 5 minutes before we got to the front of the virtual queue that we could both be in a virtual queue for different restaurants. It doesn't let one person be in 2 queues, but it's taken like 12 nights of cruising over the last 3 years for it to click. We could both join a queue for a different restaurant. Excitingly, the menu in here tonight has some locally inspired selection. So I've had the 2 locally inspired things. So I'm getting roll mop herring for my starter. I've never had roll mop herring before, don't know what that is, but I'm excited by it. And a pork schnitzel for my main, and I know I like a pork schnitzel. So I'm having German dinner to go with my German lunch. I am a German man. So for those of you wondering, that's what a roll mop herring looks like. Anna, as usual, has got soup. What soup is it today? Leek and patata. And then for the main, I have schnitzel, and I think that's spatzer, I think is what it was called. And Anna has a prawn curry. Yeah, boo, it's a very small portion of curry as well. Yeah, we might be going to we hadn't planned on a buffet supper tonight, but if I served Anna up that curry at home, she would just give it back to me and ask for the rest. Well, if I've learned one thing today, it's that I really like German food. That was the best plate of food I've had since we've been on the ship. That was excellent. Big thumbs up. And there we go. It's 9:15 and the ship has just started moving. So 45 minutes after all aboard at 8:30. We've just finished our dinner. So we're going to head up to the buffet to stock up on ice and water to mix up another holy before bed. And I'll go and edit some videos in the room, I guess. But we are off. That's the sound of ice, boys and girls. Lovely, lovely, lovely. We are back in the room. It's editing time now. It's 9:30. So with that, if you have enjoyed today's video, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for us. Subscribe to the channel for the rest of our cruise, including Amsterdam, Rotterdam and Bruges still to come. And thank you very much for watching.